Hey everybody, welcome to our April Tech Bite. It's the very last day of April, and I continue to not move these forward in the month as I wanted to do, but we'll see if we can get them next month, huh? Um, so today I have a pretty cool one. One I think is very relevant and a great add-on to a great product we already have, which is, as soon as I share my screen, which is our security awareness training add-on to Harmony Email. Now, this is something relatively new. It's been out for a few months. Um, it competes with some of those security awareness trainings out there with that we see. I'm gonna blow through this slide deck like lightning quick, so try not to blink. Um, and then we're gonna go to some demo. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this started. So our security awareness training. Why do we need security awareness training? First thing is, and I think we all kind of know this, 95% of security breaches are caused by human error. Um, that's a lot. Regulatory compliance, there's a lot of regulations and those HIPAAs, those PCIs, those kind of guys out there that require periodic training, and this can help you do it and prove that you've done it. And the third one kind of follows from the first one a little bit, but preventing security incidents can save organizations from costly data breaches. Now, I've heard in the past people kind of say, well, the user education, I don't know how much it's really effective with the users. Um, but to me, if you look at that first line, 95% of breaches are caused by human error. That's practically all of them. Um, I'm going to give you the glass is half full look, right? If practically all breaches are caused by human error, and we could make them 10% more aware, then you will prevent 10% of all breaches, right? So a little bit of improvement goes a long way here, you know. Um, so let's learn a little bit about uh, our hack security awareness training. There's three components to it. There's the training piece, right, delivered via a few small videos you'll see in a minute. Um, Phishing simulation, right? We send phony phishing emails to the users and try to trick them into clicking. And then the reporting and monitoring, right? The admins can see how people did, how they're doing on their training, etc. The training modules themselves, the short and concise animated videos. I didn't take, I only took a couple of them, but they all appeared to be about 5 minutes in length. So you're not going to be watching them for hours on end. They include, again, everyone I took had a couple of questions in the middle of them and a test at the end. About 5, 6 questions at the end and about 2 or 3 in the middle. They included some case studies as well. Why is this a problem? What happens when we fail in this particular thing? And they're accessed via a dedicated end user portal. We'll learn a little bit about that too. The phishing simulations themselves, there are many different types. They're generated automatically. They are tailored. This is important. They are tailored to the attack types users faced. Remember, this product is a piece of Harmony Email. And if you've ever looked in the analytics section of Harmony Email, you can see who is attacked, but also what sorts of attacks they are receiving. And we take that data and we use it to kind of tailor our quote unquote phishing campaign against your users, right? So if they see a whole lot of um, you know credentials phishing, right? Then our attacks won't be all of them, but many of them will kind of lean towards a credential harvesting attack, right? And then the monitoring and reporting, detailed reporting, you can track the progress and violations, and the reports can be exported. Again, this is why So a couple things that are important to know that's special to us is A, our API architecture gives us no deliverability issues, right? If you're out there using a different security awareness training product you might be familiar with, that your email gateway or some other thing that's in line will pick it up and say, "Oh, this looks like phishing," right? But our emails are injected directly into the mailbox via the API, so the other solutions don't even get to them. They don't see them. Um, that leads to no false clicking, right? Because like a sandbox solution sometimes will click the link to test it, and then it appears in your dashboard that the user clicked the link, but they didn't. Um, and again, the personalization and relevance. So our generated phishing attacks are targeted to the users based on the actual attack types that they see, right? So that's important, right? The configuration is very minimal. There's no configuration needed on the Microsoft side. There's no need to upload any sort of phishing templates, etc. They're all in there. They're automatically generated. There's no need to customize your branding because your branding is already in Harmony Email. Um, Automatic localization, right? So we can actually it'll actually adjust to the end user's language that they get in their emails, which is really cool to me. That that the phishing campaign will just know, hey, so and so speaks German, so we will send them phishing emails in German. The automatic ongoing management is the other big key here, right? So it automatically sends the phishing simulations. It assigns periodic training. It assigns follow-up training modules to the users who click on the phishing links, right? And it also will identify new employees, right? So you get a new employee, they're part of a group, it assigns the training you've assigned to that group. No need for you to manually intervene for that situation. Um, so this is the early phase, right? I said it's been out just for a short period of time. Um, Again, right now it only will support Microsoft. Does not support Google currently. That's coming. It's on the roadmap. So stay tuned if you're a Google customer. But probably check this out because it'll most likely look very similar. Cloud mailboxes only, which is kind of par for the course with us anyway. But worth pointing out. And again, the portal itself uses Microsoft uh, uh, tokens. So I know I blurred through that as I said I was going to. Are there any questions why I jump over to my demo? I kind of didn't think there would be, so that's cool. Get rid of this extra tab if I can. Get that out of here. Okay, here we are. So here's Harmony Email in the Infinity portal. I think a lot of us are familiar with this by now. If not, I did like a 3-part series a little while back about actually implementing Harmony Email, and then some of the user side things like that. What's going on here? Did timeout on me? Here it comes. So to get to the training section, we go to right here on the left to security training. I'm going to start in policy and then we're going to move to the dashboard. So our policy, right? As you see, I only have one in here. To create a new one, we click this button, create new rule. This, if you're familiar with Harmony Email, is going to look very, very similar. Just making sure one thing real quick. Perfect. This is going to look very similar. So a couple of settings in here. It's fast to set it up. Which groups or users do we want to apply this to, right? I just did all, but you can pick your users. Um, What's our strategy, right? Are we going to prioritize the past attack types of the user, like we were mentioning earlier, how they can be tailored to what type of attacks they get, right? I'll click this link in a second. How often are we going to do the simulations, right? We got a quarterly, bi-weekly. The default was bi-weekly. How often you want to do them? What days do you want to send them on, right? Because you might not want to send them on a Saturday. The time range when we send them, it could be any time at all. Um, in here, we got the training, right? So select the training modules. Now we're adding modules to this all the time. Um, we're trying to like double this in the course of a few months. So here's the different modules we offer as of right now, which is April 30th. And you see pretty much all of them. They give you the title, right? They give you the general idea of what the topic is, and they give you the length of the training, right? And almost all of them are like 5 minutes. Five, I see some fours. You'll also see this one's not a great example, but like this one, what languages is this training available in, right? Which is cool to know that you can have it in different languages and your users can use that. All you got to do to assign training to your users is click the add training button. As you'll see, I've added three of them here: phishing awareness, password authentication, and remote work security. Oh, actually four of them: social engineering, right? Once you have your ones that you've chosen, they'll be right here. You can reorder these in terms of their priority if you wish. You can also adjust in the advanced section here, how often they get reminded, how long is the time between when the training is assigned versus when it is due. You could customize the email that goes out to tell them about the training and the reminder, so on. Um, no, I skipped this part. I wanted to show you this part, the phishing simulations, right? So you can actually see some of the samples of phishing that's going to go out, right? So let's type in my user here, and here is a sample, right? So he'll get an email that says OneDrive business, pending documents require your attention, all parties have approved. Click here to sign the documents. Looks like a nice phishing attack. You can actually send this. So let's just click send, type in his address. Okay, so that's very cool. Um, Now our dashboard and you'll have to forgive my lab environment here. Didn't really take too much of the training, so shame on me. But you can see in here like, hey, this is how many assigned trainings, right? Who's completed it and who's not completed it. And if I had users who had started but not finished, there's another category here that's like incomplete, right? We can click on any of this. So if we want to see who has passed, oh, Joe did, and he passed the password and authentication training, right? Um, and you can see exactly when he passed, right? 7:26 p.m. and then 4:29, and he only received one notification before he went ahead and did it. All this can be exported to CSV. Let's go back one. You can see your organization's compliance level over time, right? So in this environment, I've got one person that passed. It's about 5% compliance. You can see how many phishing simulation emails have been sent out, right? And if we click it, we'll know, who sent them or who received them, right? Um, have they been read? Progress on training, right? The interactions of the phished users, right? So what did they do? How many of them clicked? How many of them replied to the email? How many opened the attachment if there was one? How many forwarded it to someone else? How many scanned a QR code if there's a QR code in there, right? Here's the status on my assigned trainings I've done, right? And real quick, how many users have done it, the failure rate over time, right? How many people have failed, which departments get phished, which users get phished. Um, and again, more about, per user, how are we doing on these things? Um, yeah. Yep. There we go. Okay. Here's the live activity log. Okay, so before I move over to the end user side of this, I want to show you in the inbox and kind of how it looks for the users. Any questions on the piece here in the portal? Okay, so let's go take a look at our user's inbox. Where is it? Here it is. Here he is. Okay, so here's my user, right? Here's his inbox. And I'll show you two things. The first thing I'll show you is the training assignment, right? So we assign this guy training. He gets an email right here, looks like this. You can customize this like we saw. Uh, Dear username, to ensure your company's adherence to security standards, etc. Here's the training. It's due by this date. This is the name of the training, right? Takes about 4 minutes to complete. Click here on this link. When he clicks on the link, brings him right into it, and he can change his language too. So even though it assigns a language to them, if they just really prefer to take a training in Spanish, they can do that, right? Um, so that's the email they get for the training. Now, I've fished this guy a couple times, so I'll show you a couple samples, right? Here's one. Someone attempted to sign into your email from an unknown location. We need you to sign in from a familiar location. Click this link to sign into a familiar location. And when you hover over it, you see that it takes you to office356.co, which is, I think, pretty tricky. And you can see it's even sent from microsoftonline.co, which is, uh, not actually Microsoft's, email addresses. Um, Here's another one, right? You may be a victim of software counterfeiting. Microsoft services will stop working soon to continue keeping your Windows secured. You must validate your Windows. Learn how to do this. Click the link below. So again, when we hover over it, users going to see, oh, this is the wrong domain. And again, so let's say that he clicks it, right? What happens? Pops open. He says, oh, no, it shouldn't have clicked on this link. The good news is that this is a phishing simulation. Next time, avoid interacting with suspicious emails, and it explains why. What things were you supposed to be looking for, right? That the sender was suspicious, that the link was suspicious. It's not an authentic Microsoft URL. There's a lot of urgency and fear tactics in there, right? The greeting was very generic and the formatting was very poor. And you can go ahead and watch this quick training, right? So here's our phishing awareness training, right? And I actually took it already, but let's watch it again. How do I get this back? How do I restart this? Well, you can see in that case, here's the quiz at the end, right, of the training to see how you did. I think you got to go here. Look here. Phishing awareness. I want to resume. Restart. There's the button I wanted. So I wanted to show you real quick. This is what the training looks like. They're little animated shorts. They talk you through what to look for in phishing. Um, cool thing is users have to sit here and watch this. If you click a different tab, you notice it stops. And then I click back, it starts back up. Um, so it's pretty cool. I don't know, we'll not watch this whole thing though. Um, cool. So I think that's about everything I wanted to show you. Here's another example of this is the one I just cooked up manually. that again, you see it's got the OneDrive Business, click here to sign the documents, etc. Um, so you see there's a variety of phishing attacks we do. Um, I think that's about all I wanted to show for this one. So are there any questions? And I already got one in the chat. Cool. Uh, so the question is essentially how do I get this? So as far as it is an add-on to Harmony Email. It's done per user, just like Harmony Email is. And pretty much all our add-ons to Harmony Email are also this way. Um, if you'd like to try it out, I certainly could get you a trial license to check it out. Um, and it's just like you saw, to set it up and to run it. Any other questions? Okay. I'm gonna hang back for another minute or two, but so if there's any questions, I'll be watching. But thank you guys very much for coming. I hope this was helpful to learn more about this add-on to Harmony Email. I think it's a great addition to the product myself, and I've already got a couple customers that have tried it and moved on it. So it's great. It's nice to have the whole thing in one place like this. Um, but I hope this was interesting. Saw something that you'd like to see. And of course, thank you for joining and taking your time. Um, I'll be back next month. Not sure the topic yet, but looking forward to it. And if anybody has any questions, any sort of feedback, any ideas for future TechByte topics, please, by all means, reach out, shoot me an email, what have you, and I'd be happy to look into that with you. Thank you so much. Have a great one, guys.